Scola has had several partners over the course of FBI's 7th season. Although he has been paired with Tiffany Wallace for a while, he was left partnerless after Tiffany exited FBI in the first episode of Season 7. Tiffany's exit made sense because she had been forced to shoot Hakeem, the man who had killed her other partner, Hobbs. Thus, it was unsurprising that this traumatic event caused Tiffany to leave service and move to Georgia to be with her sister. Tiffany's absence proved to be a difficult problem for Scola, however. He had two partners who left as quickly as they came before being paired with FBI's Sid Ortiz, which was supposed to be permanent. However, the procedural decided to go in a new direction, writing Sid out of the FBI Season 7 cast of characters. Sid left to take a new job after only a few episodes, leaving Scola without a partner once again until a replacement could be found. 6. Chris Ulrich. Played by Corey G. Comer. Scola and Ulrich walking down the hall in FBI. Chris Ulrich overstayed his welcome despite only being featured in one episode of FBI Season 7. Ulrich was an FBI special agent who seemed determined to lead the investigation instead of following Scola's directions. He either directly defied Scola or argued with him at every turn. Fortunately, he only lasted one episode, and he was such an unimportant part of Scola's arc that no explanation was given for his absence, nor is he a particularly memorable guest character. 5. Sid Ortiz. Played by Lizette Oliveira. On paper, Sid was an interesting idea. She wasn't experienced in field tactics. Her expertise was in behavioral analysis, profiling killers to predict when and where they would strike next and the best methods to stop them. A partnership between her and Scola should have been an interesting dynamic, as he had to train her while also keeping both of them safe during missions. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. Ortiz constantly made serious mistakes, some of which risked lives, and began her run by getting lectured by Maggie. In retrospect, it's not hard to understand why this character did not work out and had to be replaced so soon after she arrived. 4. Sofia Ortega. Played by Adriana Ducassi. FBI Sofia holding a blue folder as she introduces herself. In some ways, it was disappointing that Sofia Ortega didn't last. She was the first partner that Scola tried out after Tiffany left, and she seemed like a good fit for him despite some hiccups. In an early scene, Scola was unhappy with her because she sneaked up on a suspect alone instead of alerting him to what she was doing. However, this incident didn't necessarily mean that Sofia was not partner material, as conflicts around one partner being a lone wolf is a common trope in procedurals. There have been many disappointing character exits in the FBI universe, but Sofia's was one of the worst. It seemed tacked on, as if the writers needed an excuse for her not to appear again. She decided she wasn't a good fit for the New York field office for no apparent reason and left at the end of the same episode she appeared in, likely because the writers were expecting to introduce Sid soon and didn't need Sofia. 3. Maggie Bell. Played by Missy Peregrine. Maggie in her FBI jacket and hat with a shocked expression on her face while OA bends over her. Maggie is a familiar character in FBI, but she usually is partnered with OA. However, on several occasions after Sid left, Maggie worked with Scola instead. Allowing Maggie to shift gears and work with Scola instead of with OA helped keep the procedural fresh while not drawing attention to Scola's lack of a permanent partner. Scola and Maggie work well together. They don't have the close friendship that Maggie has with OA, but they complement each other well and have enough familiarity to make their partnership interesting. Having Scola and Maggie work together was a fun way to address the partnership issue at times when Scola needed to be part of the story but had no available partner. 2. Tiffany Wallace. Played by Catherine Renee Kane. Tiffany's exit wouldn't have been so problematic for Scola if she had not been such an important part of his professional life. Tiffany was still Scola's partner in FBI Season 7, Episode 1, but she made it clear it was her last day and that she was leaving the unit. Her departure was made even more poignant by her reaction when Scola was hurt during their final mission. None of his other partners, except Maggie, know him well enough to know what to say or bring him while he's recovering from his injuries. Scola and Tiffany were a near-perfect unit, but her leaving makes her slightly less of an ideal partner for him. However, she is near the top of the list because of how well they knew each other and worked together. 1. Danny Rhodes. Played by Emily Alobi. First look of Agent Danny Rhodes in FBI Season 7 Episode 16. Danny Rhodes is the newest member of the team, making it hard to judge how well she will fit in. However, so far she has done excellent work. She is similar to Sofia in that she is a lone wolf who is trying to fit into a team paradigm, but with more experience. Additionally, she chose to stay with the unit despite her reservations. Danny is intended to be Scola's permanent partner in FBI. She is learning to work with the team and has good chemistry with Scola, so hopefully she will continue to be part of the series once FBI Season 8 begins.